So I had a very common situation today. I had an investor call me and say that he was working in a probate and there was a third party, and they finally had found the third party after looking for him for months and months. And he was arrogant. He didn't want to sell. He said, "There's no chance. I have a third of the ownership of the property, so I'm going to come in and fix it up." He had never done a rehab. I don't even know what business he was in, but there was no chance he was going to sell his portion of it. Now, ironically, it could only be 2 people or it could be 50 people in the probate. There's always this holdout beneficiary who thinks he knows it all, and he's going to do it, and he's going to make more money on it, or he gripes about the price. I'm not selling my portion for $20,000. I want $120,000. It's not going to work. So what you do is you do a partition on the estate, and I explained this to the investor that called me. Go to an attorney. Then after you talk to the attorney, call me back, tell me what he said. I prompted him with exactly the questions to ask, and he came back. He happened to be in Georgia. And in Georgia, there's actually 3 types of partitions. What's a partition? It simply means that you go before a judge and you say to the judge, "We have an impasse in the estate, and we have to do something about getting it sold." Oftentimes, these properties are uninhabited, or the person that doesn't want to sell has been living rent-free in there for a long time. Of course he doesn't want to sell. He has to move out and start paying rent to someone. You make a motion to the court, and the court adjudicates that property is to be sold. And that's what happens. You don't need his permission to do it. Do me a personal favor. Give me a like down below and share, and most importantly, subscribe, because I have a lot of great information that will help you get more deals and help you make more money on the deals that you get. I have a best-selling book on probates, and I don't want to get into what else happens, but in the short form, what happens is that property goes to effectively the same type of sale as a foreclosure sale. It's a distressed sale. It's published in the public record. Everybody knows about it. And when it's sold, the proceeds go back into the court, or they go to the probate judge as part of the settlement for the probate. Now, there's pre-probates, probates, and post-probates. Pre-probates means it hasn't been put into the court system to be finally adjudicated as to who deserves what. Probate means it's been put into the probate system. There's an attorney involved usually, which usually gums up the deal because he's oftentimes licensed agent. He wants to do the closing, and he gets the probate fees besides. So it's a triple header. And the post-probate, meaning it has come out of probate and it's actually in the beneficiary's name. So you're dealing with the true owners now. So the partition at that point is rare, but it does happen. And I have an example in one of my other videos where 50% was owned by one individual. This is in the public record. And 4 people actually, own the other 50%. And that had happened 7 years before. And the property had been vacant for, I think, for 10 years. And they couldn't come to terms about what to do. A student of mine actually asked me to step in, and I got it resolved in about 2 days. So everybody came out ahead after all those years of squabbling and not being able to do it. The point of this video is to say to you, don't worry about, I can't sell it because this beneficiary will not budge. He said to me, "I'm never going to sell." Well, it's not up to him. The court will sell the property, and the proceeds were divvied up to the ownership at that time as per what the probate court decides, or who's on the title of the property at that time. Here's the opportunity for investors. Because the other portions of the beneficiaries, and I say portions, I'm talking about 2 or 3 beneficiaries. There could be 50 beneficiaries, but you have to own a percentage of some of them, and you could have as little as 1 out of 50, or 1 out of 3, or 1 out of 2 to force the partition. Again, it's in my book, so I don't want to get into a probate course here, but by having a contract, or actually already having closed on the property on that portion of it, you're in control of what the proceeds come out. I'd love to go into more details. Look at the book. If you want to look for the largest single profit source in real estate investing, it's probates. And they're not as complicated as they will appear to begin with. And the more you get into them, the more opportunity there is for you. So I'm Dave Dinkle. I wish you limitless success in all that you do, and have a blessed day.